How about that? Cristiano Ronaldo is still that guy. He is still that guy. He is still one of the greatest, if not arguably the greatest of all time. And like he said, he is back. My goodness, what a brace today. Every single person that said something about Cristiano Ronaldo, especially Raw Jennings, I have to mention your name, buddy. I respect you and how you speak about the game, but you cannot be further from the truth when you spoke about Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm talking about Calvert-Lewin being better than him. It is truly preposterous that you ever opened your lips to compare Calvert-Lewin to even a 41-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo. They are totally different stratosphere. And don't get me wrong, we can all talk about Messi and how he scored a brace in his last game also. But today is about Cristiano Ronaldo. Today is about one of the GOATs. Today it's about the guy that came back after a turgid time. And he absolutely said, I am back. I am back. But let's start with this. Cristiano Ronaldo scores 2 goals today. And the truth about this entire game, it did not start as a turgid game like the way they played against Congo. In the sixth minute, Cristiano Ronaldo gets an opportunity from a beautiful cross and bags it in the post, bags it low corner right of the post. It was beautiful to see. And then the game all began. But what we noticed today, what we were able to absolutely put 2-2 is that Portugal were playing quicker. Portugal was playing quicker. And even when in the game against Congo, we had João Neves and Vitinha sitting as two double pivots and doing the tiki-taka, 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 tiki-taka. Today, what we were able to see is get the ball and we move it. We get the ball and we move it, and they absolutely played with pace. They played with fast. They played with intent. That would be the word I would use. That would be the word I would use. And look at what happened. In my last video, I told you about getting the ball to Bruno Fernandes, getting the ball so the game can go through Bruno because he is the creative genius. He is the creative genius, and we were able to see that. It is truly remarkable. And for people that spoke about Cristiano Ronaldo not being a team player, what we watched today so many times, time and time and time again, was Cristiano Ronaldo being the decoy to Portugal, being the decoy, being the solution to what Portugal did today. I have to first give credit to the Aston Villa set piece coach, the guy that coaches at Aston Villa and also coaches at Portugal. I don't know how you were able to do that, but that was brilliant. But what he was able to do in this game, every set piece looked like a threatening situation. It looked like a situation that would just concede or would absolutely give Portugal an opportunity to put a ball in the back of the net. And that was what happened in the second goal. Every single person and their mom thought that Cristiano Ronaldo was going to shoot that ball. Every single person. He did the 3-step back. He did the he thought about it. The tension was there. He should even get an Oscar because of how he was able to get everyone thinking that he was going to shoot that ball. And all of a sudden, Nunmenj pops up, one of the best left backs in the world, absolutely bangs the ball close to the goalkeeper, and there was nothing the goalkeeper could have done about that situation. That's 2-0. That's 2-0. In the 17th minute, Portugal were already 2-0 up. And all of a sudden, you think, oh my goodness, this can absolutely get ugly. This can absolutely get wicked. And one of the best goals that I have seen in this World Cup, it was struck out because it was a foul on João Cancel. But my goodness, the strike on, I think his name is Aziz John Ganiev. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I'm sorry if I butchered it. But my goodness, the strike. He put his foot through that ball. It went into the top corner. There was no way Diego Costa could do anything about that. Anything. but it was ruled out. That was one of the best goals of this World Cup. However, it did not stand. But before we even go to talking about the third goal that Cristiano scored in the 39th minute, I need to talk about the lineup that he put together, Roberto Martinez put together. There was a change. There was a change into the starting lineup. Pedro Neto moved from the positions that he usually plays on that left hand side and moved to the right hand side. It's absolutely intentional. Pedro Neto, whenever you get the ball, instead of you thinking shoot first, you think cross first. And then he brought in João Félix and took out Bernardo Silva. And that right there also was brilliant. Because in that situation, what we saw today was João Félix understanding what Cristiano likes because they play together at Al Nassr. Absolutely made it meant because every single person were moving in lockstep with what they needed to do. And that was brilliant from Roberto Martinez. I have to give him credit for that. And then we go back into the third goal. The third goal comes from the brilliance of Bruno Fernandes, the brilliance of João Neves, the brilliance of Vitinha, because I think they get the ball back in the Portuguese half. The ball is again passed to João Felix. Felix then passes the ball to Bruno Fernandes, and it is a counter. It is literally 3v2 because what you watch in that situation is Ronaldo making a C run to the other side of the defenders because the defenders were in between Bruno Fernandes. You literally saw two of them standing on either side of Bruno Fernandes. And as he's making that run, he's telling Bruno Fernandes, hold it. And then he points at where he needs Bruno Fernandes to pass the ball. And the moment he does that, Bruno Fernandes being the assist king of the world right now, passes the ball in pitch perfect pace. It gets to Ronaldo, and my goodness, what a finish! Using the heel, finishes the ball, put it away from the goalkeeper's foot. There was no way the goalkeeper was stopping that, and it was brilliant. It was a brilliant finish, and that was 2 goals to Cristiano Ronaldo. And of course, at that situation, then he is up for a flipping hat trick. But then comes the second half. And that's where I get a little bit angsty because you can see Portugal literally gradually taking their foot off the gas. And that is the difference between what Argentina would do or what Norway would do against with Ireland or whatever best teams or what England would do. You put your foot on the neck of your opponent until they cannot raise it up anymore. Because coming into the second half, in the 46th minute, we saw Nelson Semedo come in for João Cancelo. And then we saw Pedro Neto leave for Francisco Conceição. And this was where I absolutely was pulling my beard out because Conceição wanted to touch the ball so many times. I know he has small feet and he has a small stature. And in that situation, he cannot dominate when it comes to being pushing the ball and absolutely going for it. He has to do the trickery to create space. But my goodness, was it frustrating to Cristiano? It was frustrating to Bruno Fernandes. It was frustrating to us watching him play. It was. He is a good player. He plays very well for Juventus. But my goodness, for the love of God, make a decision before the ball even comes. However, in the 60th minute, because the game just basically became very turgid, it was pass here, pass here. They slowed down the ball in the second half so much. Now, you can say that that's a smart thing to do because you do not want to get the jeopardy of going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth in order for you to lose the game. However, it was not the Portugal that came out in the first half that was leading 3-0 at halftime. It wasn't. But then, from a beautiful corner kick that was well drawn up in the training ground, an on goal came. The fourth goal came. It was from Nematov, I believe. It wasn't Nematov or it was from the Man City guy. I think one of them. But then, in that situation, you think, okay, they are going to get Cristiano Ronaldo, the third goal. They bring in Trincao. They take out João Felix. Trincao has an opportunity to literally play Cristiano in and chooses to go to the left-hand side and passes the ball to Nuno Mendes. I don't understand in that situation. Maybe he thinks in that particular point, it's a situation where If he gives it to Nuno Mendes can square the ball and it's an easier chance. But that was not the right thing to do in that situation. The centre backs were too far from each other. And so Cristiano Ronaldo was able to run in between the centre backs, literally looking at him to the side, saying, okay, play the ball, play the ball. And Trincao did not play the ball. And in my head, I'm like, what are you doing? That is a hat trick right there. But the truth about it is that Ronaldo had multiple chances to get his hat trick. He had the dink from Bruno Fernandes, where the goalkeeper was absolutely off his line in a very brilliant way. I think the ball might have just stayed up in the air for a little bit of a split second to let the goalkeeper in to then get the ball. You also have Cristiano Ronaldo in a situation where he could have gotten it in the back post and was not quick enough, or the ball was too fast. I don't know what the situation was in that situation of why he did not get the ball, but it was also an offside anyway. But then Rafael Leao comes into the game. Was substituted, Vitinha goes out, Rafael Leao comes in, João Neves goes out, Bernardo Silva comes in. And Rafael Leao steps up in the 87th minute and puts the ball in the back of the net, making it 5-0. And that is how the game ends. Now, this is what we have been waiting for Portugal. We have been waiting for this for a long time. You are the fifth rank best team in the world. We have been waiting for you to absolutely put your name in the record books. And Cristiano Ronaldo has just done that. He is the first person to score in 6 World Cups leaving. It is absolutely amazing. He passes Eusebio as the highest goal scorer in Portuguese football nation in the World Cup with 10 goals. Eusebio was 9, and Eusebio, by the way, scored all 9 in one World Cup. So that's impressive enough. However, Cristiano Ronaldo is on his way. He is 25 goals to becoming the first person, well, you can say Pele, but to becoming the first person in this generation in recorded footballing history to see that he gets 1,000 goals. And that absolutely, to me, is just amazing. It is absolutely remarkable. And that would absolutely lead us, because we are talking about legends and older players, it would lead us to Croatia versus Panama. And Croatia finds a way to get a win, because in this situation, it was all about grit. It was all about grit until Brudemir became Croatia's oldest goal scorer at a World Cup, as his goal was enough to beat Panama and throws the Group L wide open. Because right now, when we look at the Group L situation, we are looking at England on 4 points, Ghana on 4 points, Croatia on 3 points. Croatia gets to face Ghana in the last game. In their last game, I think it might be, if I'm not mistaken, on June 27th, while England faces Panama. Because in this situation now, anybody, any single person can qualify in this scene. I think Panama might be out already, if I'm not mistaken. But right now, we are looking at Croatia, Ghana, and England. England is facing Panama. I believe they are going to definitely beat Panama, because Panama has no points in this game, even though they played really well against Croatia. And Croatia, yes, are an older team, but my goodness, do they understand what it means to get points in the World Cup? Ghana absolutely showed their grit, and we are going to be talking about this in the England versus Ghana section. Right now, it's Croatia, but the truth about it is, you have to give them credit. You have to give Croatia credit, because every single person wrote them off when it came to this particular group, because it just felt that the group had younger players, had more talented players, and just they were just above the threshold of them actually doing something important. But they absolutely came out with what felt like a must-win game against Panama, because every single person, Ghana got their lick against Panama, Croatia got their lick against Panama, England has to get their lick against Panama. If not, we might be seeing England being dropped down to maybe the third team in this particular situation to qualify. You understand? Because yes, you still have the best of three, of the best place, third place. I think that's the best way for me to put it, and it just has to be that. But then we go to England versus Ghana. This right here was an embarrassment. It was an embarrassment to England because the controversy of this situation, Bellingham absolutely being a twat after the game ended, going to the Ghanaian coach and starting something that I don't even know what he said in that situation, just being sore losers. And I understand that. I understand that. But it just feels like the ghost of is this Sven Eriksson just kept on haunting this team today, haunting this team because England had 78% possession, 9 corner kicks, 19 total shots, and scored 0 goals. Ghana had 22% possession and barely sniffed the England half. Harry Kane, Jude Bellingham, Anthony Gordon, all on the pitch and all invisible when it mattered, especially when it came to that chance that fell to Harry Kane. In the form that he is in, you could bet your house that Harry Kane puts it in the net. You could bet your house that it's 1-0. But Harry Kane literally flunks the opportunity. He gets under the ball. He doesn't get the side of the ball. He gets under the ball, slices the ball, and the ball goes over the ball. I think it might have just been harder to miss that ball than for you to actually score it. I think that might be the harder situation. But the truth about it is this game actually good enough to is this team actually good enough to go deep? That's the question. Or is this same old England? Because yes, you absolutely dismantled Croatia, especially in the second half, not in the first half, in the second half. And against Ghana, when you have the low block of this new Ghanaian coach, Carlos, I think his name, he was once Manchester United assistant coach. You just did not have anything. You did not have a number 10 like Cole Palmer or Phil Foden to pick the lock. And don't get me wrong, I don't even want to talk about going back. I'm like, you should have taken these players. You should have taken these Mavericks. You should have taken Cole Palmer. You should. No, I don't even want to do that because Morgan Rogers is just as good as Cole Palmer and Phil Foden this season. In fact, even better than both of them because they have had torrid seasons. However, what England did not do in this game is that they did not move the ball as quick as possible. They did not put the ball in the 18-yard box. They did not send players, the tall guys, in the 18-yard box to attack Ghana. Because when you watch the last 10 minutes of when Saka came on, Rashford came on, all of a sudden, England hit the bar. A chance fell to Harry Kane. You got a great save from the Ghanaian goalkeeper against Saka's shot. All those things came in the last 10 minutes of the game when they decided they were going to throw the kitchen sink at Ghana. When you're playing against a team that is literally playing a low block, all you need to understand is move the ball quickly, side to side, put the ball in the back of the net, put the ball in the back of the back post, put the ball in the front post so you can meet it. But make sure that England are moving the ball faster, you're moving the ball faster, and make sure that the Ghanaian team are not set in their situation. Make sure that they have to keep on moving in order for them to defend. And in that situation, somebody would always slack on their duties. And that is your opportunity to find the right position, find the right place, find the right placement to get that goal. And what we saw, Marcus Rashford came off the bench, and all of a sudden the team started clicking. All of a sudden he's taking on the Ghanaian right back. All of a sudden he's getting opportunities to put the cross in with his in swinger. Same thing with Bukayo Saka. And so that leads me to the situation that against Panama, there is no way in heck that you should not start Marcus Rashford and Bukayo Saka. Because in my point, in the way I would have loved it for Ghana or for England, would have been defeat Ghana and then you play the rest of the squad against Panama. But now you have to bring in your superstars against Panama because nothing is guaranteed, and you have to be leaving this group as a first place on this team. If not, you make your opportunities going forward a lot difficult than it should have been. And then we move to Ghana. Because my goodness, I am so proud of these boys. I am so proud of this Ghanaian team. The African nations have absolutely came to be counted. They are absolutely in the World Cup to play football. And nobody can say otherwise. No person can say otherwise because Cape Verde showing out, Ghana showing out. And I'm so proud of them because Ghana absolutely decided today, you are not going to beat me. No matter what you do, you are not going to beat me. It was a well disciplined Ghanaian team today. It was well disciplined, it was well organized, it was well set up by Carlos. Because my goodness, did England find out what it means to get frustrated, what it means to sit back, what it means to play haram football. That is what England found out today. And this Ghanaian team, don't get it twisted, they are also very pacey. And so England, in this particular game, could have absolutely gotten a penalty against them. In my mind, it was a penalty. In my mind, it was a penalty. Now, the VAR did not even review it, nor was it even asked for it to be reviewed. Now, that's a problem for me. However, I have to say this Ghana, kudos to you. This is 4 points. 4 points. You're putting yourself in the best possible scenario to get first in this particular group. You win against Croatia, you are first place. You draw against Croatia, and you have qualified to the next round. I think it's very, very important that they got something out of this particular game. And I have to give them credit. They played a really good game today. You get me? They played a really good game today. And then for the last game of today, we are talking about Colombia versus Congo. Of course, Colombia gets a much needed win. They have qualified in this particular situation. They have 2 wins in this World Cup so far. I have to give credit to Daniel Munoz. I've said this thing so many times, and people do not remember or do not want to absolutely pay attention to what this guy is doing, what he did at Crystal Palace, and what he's doing right now at Colombia. This is 2 goals in the World Cup for Daniel Munoz. Bear in mind, he is a right back. He is a bloody right back. He doesn't act like it, but he is one. I have to give you credit. Colombia are a team to beat. They are definitely a team to be reckoned with. And that's definitely for that. And of course, I have to mention Uzbekistan because I did not mention Uzbekistan in my whole spiel about Portugal. I have to give them credit. They are a good team. If they continue playing like this, if they continue putting a very, very good defensive stick together, I really believe that they are going to be a force to be reckoned with when you come to the next World Cup. Uzbekistan. Now, they are not a big country. You literally had you literally had 5 defenders today. 5 defenders and literally 4 in front. I don't understand how Fabio Cannavaro decided that this was the way to go, but they absolutely got rinsed because there was nobody in the midfield stopping them, even though they had 4 midfielders today. 4 of them. But what you realized in that situation is that even having 4 of them, there was an overload for Portugal because Portugal put Neto, Neves, Vitinha, João Félix, and Bruno Fernandes in that midfield and allowed Ronaldo to roam in that situation. They brought the team closer, and that was the mistake that Fabio Cannavaro did in this situation. But let me know what you guys think about this down in the comment. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that follow button for more of these kinds of recaps of the World Cup. I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure you guys lock in because Pillar Sports is here to stay, and we are here to take over. Peace.